Tahir RBG. Yeah, let's go. I can't shake it loose. This the hate that hate produce. I'm here to break the loose and fight the devil. Ain't no truce. Raise it another level. Shame the devil. Say the truth. And look a minute's out when the enemy's facing you. I can't shake it loose. This the hate that hate produce. I'm here to break the loose and fight the devil. Ain't no truce. Raise it another level. Shame the devil. Say the truth. And look a minute's out when the enemy's facing you. You peak pale skin beast. I hate your red, white, and blue. And Ku Klux Klan sheets. I hate your president, your senate, and your campaign speech. I hate the British and the Romans and the goddamn Greeks. It's no peace, yeah. Moral persuasion doesn't work with Caucasians. You speak this language through violence with guns blazing. So what I'm saying, negotiating with Satan, it's the waste of time. You out your African mind. Don't make these devils pay for every single crime ever committed. Crackers, you did it, now it's time to die. I sprayed a ratchet, I bat it, no moving backwards. I'm sending bullets at crackers and all faggots. Forward is the motion. Killing devils on different levels, concocting potions to stop them from encroaching. On our way of life, I got a knife to slit his throat quick. Get my people hyped, cause what I write is always dopeness, focus. I can't shake it loose, this the hate that hate produce. I'm here to break the loose and fight the devil, ain't no truce. Raise it another level, shame the devil, say the truth. And look a minute's out when the enemy's facing you. I can't shake it loose, this the hate that hate produce. I'm here to break the loose and fight the devil, ain't no truce. Raise it another level, shame the devil, say the truth. And look a minute's out when the enemy's facing you. Take a step in my lane, I'm projecting the pain. Visions and pictures in my veins of us tortured and slain. So many sons and daughters slaughtered, some known in the name. Bringing my eye to the situation is why I came. I shake every pet nation, go exterminate. Marcus Garvey, Mugabe, politics, run them all away. KPI type methodology, how the gods slay. Try life and I don't play. Kill these crackers in broad day. Enter the scene, got them clean and watch me swerve out it. Big juju in my pocket, I ain't worried about it. That goes for grown-ups to babies. Salute my Baba Khaled. Behind it, we solid. I call for balance, it's very valid. Yeah, murder these devils, it's divine order. We opposites, I reject the mixing like oil and water. Africa for Africans, representing them words strong. I say shut them borders down and let us get a purge on. I can't shake it loose, this the hate that hate produce. I'm here to break the loose and fight the devil, ain't no truce. Raise it another level, shame the devil, say the truth. And look a minute's out when the enemy's facing you. I can't shake it loose, this the hate that hate produce. I'm here to break the loose and fight the devil, ain't no truce. Raise it another level, shame the devil, say the truth. And look a minute's out when the enemy's facing you.
This ain't no Kumbaya vibe, my Yasa is a war tribe. That's my war cry, double H famine, it's wartime. Devils want it all, wants peaceful coexistence. Anti-separation, he's violently resistant. Kupete, bullet cow, hit the deck when bullets fly. The devil won't change and needs to be euthanized. With stupidness, foolish minds, you will get used to blind. Suicide, trusting this cracker is suicide. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, you know the play. That peace talk is juvenile and really don't hold no weight. Fighting hate with love sounds great in theory, but never ever ever worked in history. Name one place that this cracker went. Name one place that this cracker left alone. I bet that they was war prone. Keep a piece in your wardrobe and know the world's a war zone.
I can't shake it loose, this the hate that hate produce. I'm here to break the loose and fight the devil, ain't no truce. Raise it another level, shame the devil, say the truth. And look a minute's out when the enemy's facing you. I can't shake it loose, this the hate that hate produce. I'm here to break the loose and fight the devil, ain't no truce. Raise it another level, shame the devil, say the truth. And look a minute's out when the enemy's facing you.
Good evening, good evening, good evening, family. Welcome to another edition of Thorough Black Talk with your sister Keisha, your brother Tad, your brother Blacksmith, and your sister Marcia will be joining us shortly. Hope you guys have had a great week thus far. It's getting hot. The weather is turning up. People are turning up. We got a lot to discuss. But before we do, while my brother Tad and brother Black get ready behind the scenes, we're going to give some shout outs for the family. Sister Donna, Alabama on the check-in. What's good? What's good, brother Kurtwood? In the building. Brother Tad, you ready to rock? He says yes. What's good, brother Tad? How are you?
Oh, I'm feeling good, Sister Keisha. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling blessed. Life is good. Life is good. How you feeling, sis?
We in the black tonight. That's all I know. We in the black. We in the black.
You see it,
And
right?
I'm rocking the cowboy hat. Y'all better stop playing with me. Y'all better stop playing with me. And
Look,
you know
now we
what?
got to get cowboy hats, huh?
Woo! Woo! Thank you, Aunt Marie, Uncle Jesse, Pizzo on the check-in. What's good? Yes, indeed. Don't play with me. I'm rocking the cowboy hat tonight. And I got something special. I got two things for Brother Tad tonight. I got two things for my brother. You know, you gotta look out for your brother sometimes, you know.
Cash app? Nah.
Make him feel good. You know, there
Yes,
he go already. Y'all see it. He ready. He ready. He ready.
yes, I'm his.
Dr. Filet, Philly family, what's good? What's good? What's good? Brother Kev, South Kakalaki in the building.
Chuck
What's
Tim.
happening, little brother? What's happening, younger brother? Sister Farnessa, Alabama be in here heavy. We got to give a shout out to our people from the UK. Have been checking out our channel. Shout out to
no
all
doubt.
of y'all. And please remember, family, remember, subscribe, set the notification. OG Wisdom Podcast every Sunday, 2 p.m. live on YouTube and IG. You don't want to miss it. You don't want to miss it. Dr. Filet starting already. She stopped. You see, we got to watch Philly. You know what I'm saying? We got to watch Philly.
Shout out to Empress Filet. No cowboy hat, Empress Filet. I'm quite sure you got your 6-shooters, though.
I know she got the 6-shooters. That's for sure, for sure. You know, you can check out Dr. Filet every Saturday, 10:30 p.m. on the Blog Talk Radio Network under New Day Liberation. You definitely want to check it out every Saturday. And please follow them on all your social media platforms because you want to stay abreast with what's happening with MWM. Sister Amanette to the Midwest crew. What's good? What's good? What's good? So, you know, Sister Keisha rocking a cowboy hat tonight. You know, there you go. Yeehaw. That's right. That's right. You know, I found out some recent history, Brother Tad, about Weeksville Village.
Okay.
One of its founding members went by the last name Wilson, which is my family's last name. And so I created a dossier, sent it to the family genealogist, and one never knows if the lineage matches. Reparations shall commence. We don't play that over here.
Blood. Many people don't know Weeksville was founded before the Emancipation Proclamation was signed.
Say that again for him, Brother Tad, please.
Yeah, Weeksville was founded before the Emancipation Proclamation was signed. And the Emancipation Proclamation was signed in 1863 and went into effect in 1865. But I believe Weeksville was founded in it was definitely years before that. You know,
Not just that, while Brother Tad checks on that, but not just that. You have to understand when it established itself. Was it before Tulsa, Oklahoma, or after Tulsa, Oklahoma? Do not sleep on Brooklyn. You know, tomorrow I'm going to take a visit to my great grandmother's grave. Go ahead, Brother Tad. What you got?
1838.
Come on.
Decades before. It was founded in 1838. Founded in 1838, 11 years after slavery ended in New York State. Okay, so it ended in New York. Weeksville was a long-lasting and thriving community of self-sufficient free African-American landowners in what today is Crown Heights and Bedford-Stuyvesant. So what's funny is, as they say, it was abolished in 1820s, I guess they're saying.
Right.
State. What does their story tell us? Slavery was abolished in the 1860s. And of course, we're coming up on Juneteenth, which was that Galveston, Texas, was the last to know.
Mm-hmm.
And that was about 2-3 years later.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and you know, this is why this program is so important, because our story has been so convoluted. And maybe we can talk about that as we discuss the Donald Trump trials. What do we know as opposed to what we've been taught? What do we know about the legal system? What do we know about his story and our story? Because another misnomer, because now this just busts me in the head, because I knew Weeksville was founded before 1865, which is the recorded date of Emancipation Proclamation. So Weeksville was founded in 1838, but as this Wikipedia is saying, is that that's 11 years after slavery was abolished in New York. So now we're acknowledging that there was slavery in New York, because people often think that the Africans fled north because there was freedom and opportunity in the north. No, that's not true. That's not true. There was slavery up here. This was just up south. As Malcolm said, if you south of the Canadian border, you down south. You know? But another little tidbit a lot of people don't know is that some Africans fled south, further south, because Florida and I think Tennessee and those places were actually Spanish colonies. See, when they say 400 years, they're talking about British rule. Slavery didn't start in 1619. European slavery started in the 1400s. Arab slavery preceded them by hundreds of years. So when we talk about the enslavement of African people, this is a broad scope. So when we talk about reparations, as Sister Keisha said, when she do her lineage, she want her check cut, because all these dudes, this Moorish stuff, this indigenous stuff, my man, you indigenous, and I'm not knocking that. Let's be clear. I got documentation that my grandmother's mother, who I knew, her phone number, Sister Keisha, was 857-6141. This is the first phone number I remembered, right? She was Native American. I seen her birth certificate in the Schomburg Research Center. So if you want to do your family genealogy, free resources there at the Schomburg on 135th. But my point is that if you deny your African heritage, when those checks get handed out, don't let me see your Hebrew self up on that line. Don't let me see your Moorish fez up on that line. I don't want to see that, because my red, black, and green and my Hotep Dashiki is gently gonna nudge you out the line, like, nah, my dude. And I'm gonna smell like, I ain't even gonna put on the creed. I ain't gonna put on the good cologne. I'm put on my frankincense and myrrh. And I'm gonna burn some incense. Might even throw a kufi on. Because, I mean,
don't forget your copper bracelets now.
Definitely. My crystals and pistols, we gonna hold it down. I'm gonna be hot stepping and hotepping, my sister. Look, I'm gonna even call a truce with Dr. Sukiana. Like, let's just get.
I gotta consult with Brother Ashe about that one. I gotta call him about that one. Brother Black, you ready to rock?
Brother Black from the planet Risk. he's not. He's not an earthling. Let's be clear. He's visiting, giving us the interplanetary news from the fourth nebula.
How y'all doing?
We bless, bro. What's going on, Brother Black?
It's all hood from what I know, man. I'm just glad to be here and hoping everybody's okay. Let's go. Yes. We got a lot to talk about. Sister Keisha, what up?
I'm good, brother. You know, I was reading.
What's your shirt say before you go in?
Oh, swap, Sisterhood with a Purpose. Shout out to the team. Shout out to the team. You know, I gotta represent the team always. But you know, like I said, you know, I'm rocking my cowboy hat tonight. And you know, last week we played a video of our young brother Adonis. And if you've been following him, you know in his recent videos, what is he wearing, Brother Tad? A cowboy hat. Y'all gotta stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. Now, I'll go to one of Brother Tad's favorites because, you know, let me know.
She calling me Anunnaki.
They starting already, family. You see what I'm saying? Shout out to the mods. Shout out to the mods. Sister Farnessa, Brother Kev, our mods on the check-in. Yo, you gotta love it. You gotta love it because remember, here on Thorough Black Talk, we said country music was gonna kick off heavy.
Yes.
We said it. Now, I'm not a music historian. You know, for something like that, you can go to my brother Doggy Diamonds TV for that. You
That's
know,
right.
in my humble opinion, he is one or two of the best. The other one being Ralph McDaniels, in my opinion.
There's another brother, and Sister Keisha. I meant to send you his stuff. He and I have a picture together. It's me, him, Nikki D. You know, the rapper Nikki D.
Shout out to Nikki D.
Yeah. We got to try to get her on the show because sis be on point too. I love Nikki D. She regular. Like, you know, she don't get all Hollywood, even though she's a hip hop pioneer. You know what I'm saying? It's me, Sister Nikki D, brother DJ Evil D from Black Moon and played on Hot 97, and this other brother named T.L. Cross. Let me tell you, I told him, I thought I knew music till I met you. I'm going to send you some stuff, but he talks about the theft of all of our music. He broke down where Sucker MC came from, like how that was a real story. I don't want to cut your wisdom, sis, but I'm going to send you something, and hopefully we have time to visit it because it's in alignment with what you're talking about.
Facts.
Talking about the theft of our music.
You know, we'll show it. We'll show it. But I'm gonna show a video real quick from one of Brother Taz's favorites, Eric Sermon, EPMD. Now listen to him break it down. Now, he's a musician, and in my opinion, a legend and one of the best to ever do it. Definitely. So here we go. My brothers agree. So whatever they say, here we go.
African party at 300, they are wilding in there.
Yeah. The Afro beats.
The reason why they are doing it and signing so many Africans because they don't notice that our music and our sales are going down.
Is that on purpose, though?
Their countries are going to support them. So now they got their countries plus us.
Double whammy.
Now they like this.
Come
and
on,
that, listen, you think Beyonce did that record because she wanted to do because she was doing it
so
to
she's seen that.
She know that the country's coming. She saw it. And now you like, yo, because country was up here. We hear ratchet and the whole nine. And meanwhile, the fucking game is passing us by.
Is it intentional that they want black music to fail?
No, listen.
No. I don't know if it's intentional. It's just the way that it's going.
No.
Listen, these motherfuckers are greedy.
They don't want to give black people more money because money comes with power. You've also said that we're boisterous and we're loud, and they don't like that. They want us to be silent. The best way is this number one source that's benefited everybody. Lawyers have benefited from hip hop. Doctors, everything. Everybody's benefited.
Rich.
Yeah, and we're not transferring to any other music genre. We stayed in hip hop.
Yeah.
Okay. So, the legend himself, let it be known. I'm trying to tell you. Y'all don't have to listen to me. I'm just trying to tell y'all. There it is from the legend. But keep that in mind with how, as he described, the degenerate active component of rap music today, which triggers a sort of elevation that must take place, right? If we understand how we work and how music moves through us, we understand that there has to be an elevation and it has to be a shift. Now, there was some genius that was done by the legend, the late J Dilla, that I think a lot of people, negate. But those folks understand what he was able to produce. And again, taking possession of our culture and our greatness. Check this out.
Dilla was a hip-hop producer who died at the age of 32 and never had a pop hit. So why is he praised by other producers and artists? Why is he celebrated around the world, taught in universities? Why is his drum machine in the Smithsonian? What's the big deal about J Dilla? In Dilla time, I get to one big reason. J Dilla invented a new way of relating to musical time. Before J Dilla, musicians had two ways of relating to rhythm. Straight time, where every beat is even, and swing time, where the beats are uneven. Dilla took these two time fields and collided them, straight and swung simultaneously, creating something new. Dilla's ideas now permeate every area of music: R&B, hip-hop, jazz, pop. The tragedy of Jay Dilla's life and the triumph of his afterlife is an incredible story, told for the first time in Dilla Time.
Go ahead, Brother Tad.
No, I'm laughing because check your IG. I just sent you the video I'm talking about, but of course it starts with Jay Dilla. But it's the plagiarism of how Led Zeppelin, almost every hit song they had, they stole from blues artists word for word and had the credit of writing the music. And it's again, all of this is relative to the music, to the genre of hip hop, to what's going on with Trump, to so much, because what they're doing is changing the landscape right before our eyes. Because with this easy access to information, it's easy to put disinformation and misinformation and pull a 3-card money. So while we're looking over here, they switching everything around over here. So when you're looking for the real story, they done digitally masked it up and buried the truth. So here we are in a new day and age where we're even asking, what is a man? What is a woman? The moment we have to ask, and that is seriously held in congressional meetings, in hearings, that we don't know the difference between a man and a woman, it shows you how far we have sank as a society. And if we can't get those fundamental principles correct, what else are we missing? But I digress, sis.
Which is, and I have to say this on air, which was one of the components of dissension as it relates to the straight Black Pride movement. We were moving too quickly, too fast, and they didn't know how to stop the machine. But we'll play this clip and we'll come right back. We in divine order over here. Here we go, family.
History is much better than fiction. This is one of those times. I'm definitely gonna need more than a minute or two for me to thoroughly blow your mind. Let's start off by mentioning a couple of my favorite producers, Jay Dilla and Dr. Dre, among others, but there's something very specific they have in common, and it ties everything I'm about to say together. But first, let me ask you this. Did you see the list where Forbes named the #1 band of all time? No, stick around. No, stick around. Because I'm about to show you that this great band also has an issue that casts somewhat of an asterisk next to their name. And before I give it away, here is a quote by the band's frontman as he talks about plagiarism. You only get caught when you're successful. That's the game. End quote. Let's go. Okay, so you know how the Black South here in America produced a culture, philosophy, and musical style called the blues, the first original American music to exist. So the blues became the nucleus to many styles of music in America and throughout the world. Jazz, gospel, country, folk, rhythm and blues, hip hop music by way of sample, and you guessed it, rock and roll, rock and roll. Quick story. Once upon a time, there was a band called the Yardbirds, named themselves after the great Charlie Parker. At one point, the lead guitarist was Eric Clapton. After Eric Clapton, it was Jeff Beck. And after Jeff Beck, Jimmy Page. After a breakup, a set of events, a couple of new members, they began calling themselves the New Yardbirds. Okay, so back to Dilla and Dr. Dre. On Dilla's song Off Your Chest, and a song produced by Dr. Dre from the Chronic, they both sampled a particular band. Now the band they sampled is called Led Zeppelin, the band that Forbes deemed as the GOAT. So guess who's the lead guitar player for Led Zeppelin? Jimmy Page. And did I mention Led Zeppelin's name before it was Led Zeppelin? The New Yardbirds. Are you following me? Listen, Led Zeppelin is a legendary band. And when you listen to their catalog, it's mind-blowing. But a closer examination of that catalog, you find a certain amount of songs that existed before Led Zeppelin recorded it. And in these instances, most roads lead back to the Black South of America. Maybe I should give you a definitive list once and for all. An attempt to give credit where credit was always due. Hold on to your hats. So being that I started this with producer heroes of mine, another producer hero is Brooklyn's own hitman Howie T, who once produced the song for legendary rapper Chubb Rock.
That's the hitman, yes, the hitman, yo, you know it. The thirst quencher, the man on the sequence.
Okay, so in this song, Howie brilliantly samples Mississippi blues legend Albert King. The song is called Cold Feet. But prior to that, King had a song called The Hunter, a song that is born out of the culturally brilliant art form, the blues. It went like this.
They call me the hunter. That's my name.
So years later, Led Zeppelin records this. Same song, but guess who was listed as the writers of this song? The members of Led Zeppelin. Next up, the brilliant musician, blues poet, and blues philosopher, and another hero of mine, Willie Dixon. You know, Cedric the Entertainer played him in Cadillac Records. Yeah, him.
Here's your riff right there.
So he wrote a song for yet another icon, Muddy Waters. The song was called You Need Love. Went like this.
Baby, way down inside, woman, you need love. Woman, you need love.
Led Zeppelin goes and records one of their most iconic pieces. Goes like this.
Way down inside, honey, you need it. I'm gonna give you my love. I'm gonna give you my love.
Now, who do you think got writer's credit on that song? The members of Led Zeppelin. So Willie Dixon's kids heard this song, played it for their father, and Willie sued Led Zeppelin. Well, he won a settlement. He wrote a song for my favorite blues musician, Howlin' Wolf, called The Killing Floor.
I should have quit you a long time ago.
So what do you think Led Zeppelin did with this song? They created a song called The Lemon Song. Goes like this.
I should have quit you long time ago.
Who do you think got writer's credit for The Lemon Song? The members of Led Zeppelin. Now let's stay with The Lemon Song for a second, because Zeppelin found time to use some lyrics from the father of the blues, Robert Johnson, in his Riverside Blues.
You can feed my lemon till you run down my bed. Easy, baby, till the juice and down my leg.
Now check this out. I'm still gonna stay with Willie Dixon in yet another song he wrote. This time for Sonny Boy Williamson. He wrote this.
Baby, gonna bring it on home to you.
So Led Zeppelin literally covered this song. Guess who got writing credit? The members of Led Zeppelin. Once again, Willie Dixon sued Zeppelin and won a settlement. Little known blues musician Bukka White had a really cool song called Shake 'Em On Down.
Shake 'em on down, shake 'em holler now. Oh, my son, shake 'em on down.
Now this time Led Zeppelin didn't cover the song. They made their own song, but it went like this. No writing credits for Bukka White. Let's go all the way back to 1935. Sleepy John Estes. Sleepy John writes a song called
Slow down, baby. You got way to keep on.
Well, Led Zeppelin created a song called Custard Pie, and it went like this. Now, I want you to take one guess. Who got writing credit on this song? If you guessed the members of Led Zeppelin, you're right. Well, one of my favorite blues singers is Blind Willie Johnson. He had a song called Nobody's Fault But Mine.
Man, nobody's fault but mine. Nobody's fault but mine. I don't need my soul belie.
Zeppelin covered this song. I want y'all to think real hard and guess who got writer's credit. The members of Led Zeppelin. The interesting thing is, Jimmy Page is one of the great guitar virtuosos. Robert Plant, one of the great rock frontmen. But the plagiarism hangs heavy over their legacy. So I started this piece talking about Jay Dilla and Dr. Dre, sampling Led Zeppelin, and plenty more in hip-hop have sampled Led Zeppelin. But in the end, when those producers sampled them, Perhaps they weren't sampling at all. Perhaps they were reuniting the music with its cultural foundation. You might want to share this, because that's all I have to say for now, because my time is up.
So I love that, brother, man. Love brother T.O. Let me
Sometimes history is much better than fiction. This is
that was dope.
Go subscribe, because he always give us our flowers and our credit. For everybody who say black people don't have no culture, we didn't create anything, that's just a musical genre in itself. It spent hip hop, blues, R&B, cowboy, your country music, Sister Keisha. Come on. Baba Dell Jones talked about that so long ago.
That's right.
Baba Dell Jones talked about that so long ago.
Right. That's right.
Shout
out to Sister Marie. She said the culture vultures is at it again. Happy belated birthday to you, sis.
Happy Queen Day, sis. So when we talk about reparations, and how did he start it? Forbes had them as the top of the list of the best bands ever. But they got paid off what we made. And that's funny. That's something E-Double said in one of their songs. Get paid off what we make. Because E-Double, EPMD is definitely my favorite duo by far. Not Mobb Deep, not nobody, but EPMD in a class by themselves. But I say this because I'm so passionate about this, because this is us. This is ours. And as E-Double was talking about, they're trying to make the shift to the continent and other places. They're trying to remove everything we build and shift it somewhere else. All of our culture, because we're waking up. Like I said, we got a lot of information. There's disinformation, there's misinformation, but then there's real information, like our brother T.L. Cross just gave us. He gave us a real history. 1935. 1935. These folks ain't know nothing about nothing. I don't care where you from. I don't care if you're from the Caribbean or the continent. This is what we made out of our suffrage, out of our experiences. We created rock and roll, R&B, jazz, rock and roll, everything, gospel, you name it. You name it. But we don't control it. And that's the problem everybody had with Kanye, because Kanye said we need to control this. But see, Negroes ain't supposed to talk about ownership and control. You're supposed to just go along like Diddy and them. Just go along with what Clive and them tell you to do. But when you talk about ownership and claiming what's rightfully yours, or you a problem. Even if you don't got the facts correct, at least you got the idea correct to own and control. Even if you don't marry the right chick, but you talk about taking our stuff back, you're on the right track. Even when you can identify the enemy, you're on the right track. But you will get run over if you just sit there. So if you're on the right track, you got to keep moving forward.
Yes, indeed. Sister Marcia, Africans on the rise. What's good, sis? How are you?
Happy Black-tastic Thursday, everyone, and Black Music Month. I came in right on time.
That's right.
To great stories or knowledge of our past and how we created and how it was stolen. So with grace, we bring it full circle and we reclaim what's ours, right? So I appreciated that segment. Thank you, Sister Keisha. Brother Tab, Brother Black, how y'all doing?
Real good, sis. Real good. Thank you for asking. Thank you, Brother Tab, for that piece. That was real hot, man. I didn't even know most of the stuff in there.
Yeah, and I actually have some of those recordings. When I went to the museum, I was able to download those recordings, so I have them on my computer on a file.
So now you're gonna listen with a different ear, right? Because it ain't like none of us listen to Led Zeppelin. I don't listen to Led Zeppelin.
No, not Led Zeppelin. I have the original recordings of those artists.
But that's what I mean, you know, because it's our music. They repackaged it, resold it, and claimed it as their own. The caucasity of them, you know. But this is the beauty of the show. This is the value of what we do. You know, we uncover things that really wasn't known. Like Sucker MC. He broke down Sucker MC before. Remember, Run said, took a test to become an MC, and Orange Groove was amazed at me. He said he really had to take a test. Because remember, he was Curtis Blow's DJ. T.L. Cross broke it down. He said, but Orange Crush made Run take a test. Said, I want to hear you MC. And if you good, we'll give you a record deal. We'll record a record rather. Like the whole story was because I never understood 2 years ago. A friend of mine asked me to say these MC rhyme. So I said the rhyme I'm about to say. The rhyme was deaf and it went this way. That was a real story. And he broke it down. And you know what's funny though? A lot of that stuff, Marcia, is your hood. A lot of history in terms of music, gospel, jazz, rhythm and blues, a lot of Black musicians are from Queens. He breaks down the history of Mobb Deep and Prodigy's grandmother.
Absolutely. Or they left Harlem and
you're muted.
Yeah. Oh, so absolutely. So they either left Harlem or other places and came to what was called the aristocrat Mecca for Blacks, right? So this would be where, Louis Armstrong, Jackie Robinson, there's so many Black legends that, came to, cultivate their riches here in
say Louis Armstrong with Party, and maybe you could do this with African on the Rise. With our youth, we took them to Louis Armstrong's house. We also took them to Louis Latimer's house, which is in Queens as well.
Yeah, they're not too far from one another in Corona. Yeah. But yeah, Queens is a silent mecca of Black riches, but they somehow don't talk about it very much, so that's sad. But we're here to change that.
The reason for that is because Corona by itself, before it became a mostly Latino neighborhood, used to be where the Black elites lived. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Malcolm X's house was in Corona.
Absolutely.
Right.
Or should we say, what's his name's house? The Elijah Muhammad's house, because remember, Malcolm was living in Elijah's house and wanted to kick him out, and that's why it got allegedly bombed.
Right. So after
alleged about it,
allegedly by the nation. How about that?
So after Harlem got kind of ghettoed out, that's where most of the Black people that had money moved to.
Corona and what is called Adelaide Park here in Southeast Queens. Adelaide Park actually have more. So music was in Southeast Queens, and sports and other industries was in Corona. So they sort of like, we're going to be up here and you're going to be down there, But it's very interesting how we migrate places and do the things that we do. And unfortunate thing is that nowadays we think that leaving our homestead is what creates growth, when it's actually staying there and maintaining that wealth and creating the economy that we need in our communities.
Yes, indeed. And like I said, tomorrow I'm going to visit my great grandmother's grave here in Brooklyn. And she too is buried in the same field as some great music legends. So hopefully I'll get some footage and have it all for you guys next week. But in keeping with that vein, because this is Black Music Month, although we have a lot to discuss, my young brother, you know what I'm saying? He gonna keep it gutter. I'm rocking the cowboy hat. Y'all better stop playing with me.
And this one, where is he, Sister Keisha?
Oh Lord.
You consider yourself Black? Of course. Yeah? I hope so. Answer this one question, and then I'm gonna go interview them.
But we have to give a shout out to the people that supported through the super chat in the last video. Here we go, straight into it. Boom.
Anthem.
Oh.
Check this out.
What's the Black national anthem?
No baby freestyle. Huh? No baby freestyle.
All of my brothers together. That's funny.
Everybody says that.
I don't make the rules in it.
Yo, pull out your phone. Pull out your phone. You got internet? One of y'all got internet? Pull out your phone. Google the Black national anthem.
What is it? There is no such thing, no?
Huh?
There is no such thing.
There's no such thing?
National anthems are usually associated with nationality. Being Black is not a nationality.
Let's see.
Lift every voice and sing.
Yes. You're not Black. You're African, right?
No, I am black and I am African.
No, you can't be black and African.
Talk to me, educate me then.
All right, in America, black people are associated with being black Americans. You and the Africans associate yourselves with tribes. You're from Congo, you're from Nigeria, you're from Ghana. You don't say you're black. You say you're from a particular tribe. What tribe are you from?
I'm from Ghana.
What tribe are you?
Ghana.
That's what I'm saying.
Actually, let's take it deeper. I'm actually a Khan.
Ah!
So you can be from Ivory Coast and be a Khan. You can be from Togo and be a Khan.
See, you know that.
You get what I mean?
See, you see what I'm saying? Only in America we associate ourselves as black Americans. It's something that they put the label on. But Africans in particular, they always said their tribe. It's only become a custom now in today's age where black Americans became I would assume, we can all establish that black people internationally, when people think of black people, they either think of Africans or they think about black Americans, right? So because
I can look at your face and kind of identify where in Africa you might possibly be.
Where I'm from?
I would say Angola, Congo,
Cameroon,
Central.
Angola,
yeah.
Cameroon.
But you should do a DNA.
So again, you gotta see, people are having conversations. People are having conversations, and this is a good thing. This is a good thing, whether you agree with it or not. It's a good thing. What you got for us, Brother Tad?
James Weldon Johnson, the autobiography of an ex-colored man.
Woo!
Lift every voice and
come on.
Yeah. My favorite part is the end.
There you go.
Shadow beneath thy hand, may we forever stand. True to our God, true to our native land.
Right. Facts. So I want you guys to, have a little hope that the future can be better, because information is getting out there. People are having dialogue. And this is the United States and Europe's issue with TikTok. Please do not be fooled by anything else. Because if you have recently seen in news, a lot of laws are being repealed, right? And it's good that our young people are paying attention to, number one, what the issues are, but also who's at the forefront of these issues. Let's listen to this young princess and we'll come back and we'll discuss. Hold on.
She burn Rusty! When the revolution comes, where will you hide?
Under my bed.
Under my bed.
Who did you exploit today?
Who did I exploit? I don't think I did yet.
But are you?
Yeah, probably sometime today.
You need this to wipe your hands, you got blood on it. You need a napkin to wash off the blood on your hands. When did you sell your conscience? You can't run away from a child.
Gotta go to work.
So? Your money doesn't make you better than me. Can you justify capitalism in 3 words or less?
Can I justify it?
You disgust me. Citizens, rise up! Rise up!
You gotta love it. You gotta love it. And you can say what you want, but, when these videos go viral, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. Videos when you see images of black men in unsavory manners, if you will. We got to promote and continue to push videos like this as the antidote to what is being thrown at us. Here we go.
Has not been following instructions from mom.
Come here real quick, Hustle. So now, you have an issue with doing what you're told because you want to do what you want to do, right? Yes. All right, what I want you to do is try to get out this slot your way. I'm going to tell you to go where there is no pain, but which way you're going to go? Exactly. That's how anger gets you in trouble. Which way anger tells you to go? Against it, right?
Yes, sir.
Good. It's not wise to always be in an angry state because it can be used against you. Because every time you don't obey your mother and father, you get in trouble and you feel pain. So if you go the opposite direction and start paying attention and doing what you're supposed to do, you can get out of these situations. Don't go where the pain is. Stop doing what you want to do. Do what you should do. Go in the opposite direction of the pain. Keep turning. Bring your elbow up. Look, this is obeying your parents. You understand? You keep going against it, it's going to hurt you every time. You got it?
You gotta love it. We gotta change the narrative.
Yeah.
You gotta change the narrative, and we have to stop pushing the verbiage, if you will, as if we're doing things degeneratively in group based. You can't say all black men, you can't say all black women, you can't say all black children. You have to put things, as Brother Tad always says, in its proper context. So one of the things that, I wanted to throw back tonight is a video that our brother Ashe, shout out to Brother Ashe, put together 6 years ago on a trip we took to Washington, D.C. with Brother Tad and his group Party. And I want you to see the interaction of the children on this field trip and the commentary that, we give. So nice throwback from my brother Tad. Sister Tam, here we go.
Hey. Teach the seeds, don't leave it to the schools. Teach the seeds, don't leave it to the fools. Or else they be lost like you, spending half their life trying to find the truth. Teach the seeds. 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 Teach the seeds.
I am the black woman. Some know me as Queen Hatshepsut, Queen Nzinga, Harriet Tubman, and Winnie Mandela. From this day forward, I pledge my life to the liberation of my people.
Today we brought our children to the Smithsonian National Museum of African American History and Culture. We felt it was very important to introduce our children to our story as we see fit.
Mother of civilization.
Those are the symbols. Teach the seeds, don't leave it to the fools. Teach the seeds, don't leave it to the schools.
We out here at DC, the Smithsonian African American Museum. We got the squad out here.
What it is, family. Baby for Hodier.
Don't leave it to the fools.
In DC with Party.
It's your brother Ashe SJ, just checking in again.
Parents actively reclaiming their youth.
My big brother Tad, his organization Party stands for Parents Actively Reclaiming Their Youth.
The Straight Black Pride, we got the family out here, we got the children out here, we got the community out here.
You know, we just out here really trying to do the work, man. The work is needed. We got the children here. You know, the children will have a good time, have some good fun, and get educated at the same time.
And other substances which we can use.
Hold on, Ashe, we gotta listen to Tam. This boy.
Sister Tammy right here, this is a beautiful person putting in a lot of work for our children.
Absolutely. Ashe. 5 o'clock. She's looking at the exit to get on the bus. Okay? At the same corner. What time she said? Yeah. Same corner. 5 o'clock.
You know what I'm saying? But the brother Tad let me know, like, yo, we doing this for the children, so I'm out here chaperoning.
Yeah, everybody's here.
And enjoying it myself, man.
You see this right here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Gotta watch the baby.
Don't leave nobody. Hold up. Don't leave nobody. Okay, we good. Somebody was gonna have to call an Uber.
Don't leave it to the fools, or else they'll be lost like you, spending half their life trying to find the truth. Teach the seeds, don't leave it to the fools. Teach the seeds, don't leave it to the schools, or else they'll be zealots like you, spending half their life trying to find the truth.
As soon as we touch the road, you know what I'm saying? The ancestors was with us because it got sunny. You know what I'm saying?
Teach the seeds,
It's time to say go far. It's time to go back. It's time to say go far.
It's time to go back.
So we started in the basement of this museum, started with the kidnapping of the African people from the continent of Mother Africa, and then through the Middle Passage. And then we showed our children the fights and the triumphs and the wins that we had here in the hills of North America. We feel it's very important that we introduce our children to this information at an early age so that nobody could dissuade them into what our story is. So later on, we'll get some of the children's testimony and how they feel about today's trip.
They life trying to find the truth. Teach the seeds. 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 Teach the seeds.
Ready to learn something today?
Teach the seeds. 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 Teach the seeds.
I am the Black woman. Some know me as Queen Hatshepsut, Queen Nzinga, Harriet Tubman, and Winnie Mandela. From this day forward, I pledge my life to the liberation of my people. I will be a supportive, responsible, and loving mate.
And what happened was they didn't want to fight anymore, right? They got scared because the Portuguese was coming. But she mounted up her weapons. She said, we're going to fight. And we're going to keep fighting. And she was able to keep the Portuguese out of her territory for many, many years. So that's great for you young ladies to don't be afraid to take on the system, because this lady, as a young woman, did it by herself.
My mind and body to the greatest extent possible. I will learn all that I can in order to give my best to my people in their struggle for liberation. I will keep myself physically fit, building a strong body free from drugs and other substances which weaken me and make me less capable of protecting myself, my family, and my Black brothers and sisters. I will unselfishly share my knowledge and understanding with them in order to bring about change more quickly. I will discipline myself to direct my energies thoughtfully and constructively rather than wasting them in idle hatred. I will train myself never to hurt or allow others.
Black people here have had a long, hard fight for centuries, and we're still fighting. But nonetheless, we got to take a lot of that energy we expend on fighting and invest that in our young people.
It's an awakening experience. I mean, like, I never seen something like that before. I expected it to be like models of the actual things, but to know that it's real artifacts, that was kind of cool.
To the schools, or else there be zealots like you, spending half their life trying to find the truth. Teach the seeds, don't leave it to the schools. Teach the seeds, don't leave it to the fools. Or else they'll be lost like you, spending half their life trying to find the truth. Teach the seeds, don't leave it to the fools. Teach the seeds, don't leave it to the schools.
Yeah, man, we just really trying to show the children something positive. You know, it's not always about the negativity. If we ain't doing it for the children, then what are we doing it for?
We bring in the DC, giving them and showing them their history and culture, because that's what it's about. It's the only way, the straight Black Pride way. That's how we move.
Teach the seeds.
You gonna make me cry, Sister Keisha. We can't hear you, Sister Keisha.
I knew that'd get you, Brother Tad. I knew it would get you.
make
I
me
knew it would get you. Shout out to my brother Ashe SJ, the fire god.
I'm gonna tell you something that's so funny. How the universe works. I just had a meeting yesterday about funding and revamping party. Just yesterday. Just yesterday. I have a friend. She works with a company that funds Black businesses and Black organizations, and we've known each other for close to 30 years. Yeah, about 30 years. So, you know, she knew me when I was here, everywhere, you know. And it's funny how everything is in alignment. And what's even crazy is that when we did that trip, I think that was in September or October, but whenever that was, I had just came back from Africa. I had just came back. We had already had that trip scheduled, planned, locked in, because I can't tell you the struggle and the hassle it was just to get the tickets to go, because that's when it first opened. When it first opened, it was hard as hell to get tickets, especially for a large group, you know. But, you know, the ancestors always bless us. So to the family out there, look forward for Thorough Black Talk, Africans on the Rise, and OG Wisdom to put together another joint. Oh, of course, with Doggy Diamonds, because me and him had that conversation yesterday as well. I told him that, get ready to revamp party, get ready to do everything again, because them children are adults now, pretty much,
Yes,
or
they
close
are.
to adults.
Yes,
I
they are.
seen my niece in there. She ended up going to Howard University at the age of 16. She's 18 now. She's still in Howard. So this was definitely instrumental to their cultural development. Because like I said, we got to get them early. We got to
See
get
that, Dr. Suki? You can do it. You can do
now.
it.
Dr. Suki can do it, but Dr. Suki don't want to do it.
Hey, Tad, you said you're going to revive the party. What do you mean by that?
Well, the name of the organization is Party. Parents actively reclaiming their youth. That's why when they were talking about Black history being banned in Florida, I said, and it's not their job to educate our children. And that's where we messed up. I was about to use the F word, but that's where we messed up at. We're leaving our story, our history, our legacy in the hands of others. And not just others, but those who stole it from us in the first place, who spread the lies. And this is why the Trump trial is so important. What we see going on with Donald Trump. I don't know if y'all been listening to legal analysts and experts talk about the trial, how it is a kangaroo trial. Even those that don't support Trump, those who adamantly don't support Trump, they say, I don't support Trump. They said, however, this was a wrong conviction. This wasn't even a real indictment because he wasn't told what charges he's fighting, because those 34 counts is of moving money around within his business. They were trying to say it was campaign funds, but we got to remember Stormy Daniels happened before he decided to run for president. And then they tried to do the tax thing, right, Sister Keisha? Because what happened was his lawyer Cohen, who paid Stormy Daniels, Donald Trump gave him that money back, but also gave him a 1099 form. So they tried to hit him with overcharging taxes. I said, this is crazy, because had he not gave him the 1099 form for Cohen to pay his taxes, they'd have said it was tax evasion. So now you're trying to hit him with pay too much taxes. 34 counts of what? Nobody can really say. Nobody can really say. They said, yeah, it's immoral to sleep with hookers, yeah. But to pay hush money, that is not a crime. They comparing it to Bill Clinton. Like, if you want to go after somebody, Bill Clinton was acting crazy in the Oval Office. So they're showing how they're trying to erode the Constitution right before our eyes. Because let's get Trump off the table. Let's look at what the education system is doing. If you don't allow children to choose their gender, they're saying you're the abuser. And they'll swoop in and take your children from you in some states. This madness is crazy. And we're not paying attention because we're buying into the rhetoric. We're buying into what the narrative is selling us. And anytime you're in agreement with your enemies, you better reevaluate your position. I've always known it was fake news before Trump came in. Malcolm told it was fake news. Malcolm said the news will have you loving the perpetrator and hating the victim. Malcolm told us that. And here we are, loving the perpetrators and hating the victims. We got to be more mindful in what we support and really get to the facts. And I'm going to pass the mic after this. There's a Harvard professor who used to represent Trump named Alan Dershowitz. Everybody's going to Alan Dershowitz because he's a Harvard law professor. He once represented Trump. He says he does not like Trump. He's a liberal Democrat. He said, however, what has happened in this court is very dangerous for all U.S. citizens. They said if they could make charges like this to a former president, us citizens don't have a chance. I'm going to rewind it back. Years ago, when they said the Jewish people were spreading the measles in Brooklyn and they were forcing mandated measles vaccinations on the Jewish community, I said they get ready to come for everybody. Because if the Jewish community doesn't have religious, and mind you, these are the hats fighting hats. It's crazy, right? I said, but if they don't have religious exemption to stand on, the Jews, I said, nobody will. And right after that, measles outbreaks, what happened? Here come COVID. Then they make everybody get the shot. Everybody get the shot. Everybody get the shot. But this week, all this week, Fauci's been in Senate hearings getting blasted because now we know, hold up, everything Trump said was true. These vaccines don't really work. And there's other alternatives. But again, we're taught to hate anybody that speaks truth, whether we agree with them or not. And I'm like Malcolm. Malcolm said, I'm for the truth. I don't care who tells it. Whoever tells the truth, I'm with it. I knew this stuff wouldn't work. My mother believed the hype. She believed it. She took them jabs and passed away. I only get one mother. I have multiple children. I have many children. I have many siblings. Only have one mother. Only one. Not even a stepmother. And she's gone believing the hype and the propaganda. This is how dangerous it is. But we've been fighting this fight, and people don't care until it's at their front door. I've been fighting so it don't come to my door. And unfortunately, my mother was a casualty of war. I'm grateful to have had her for all the time that I did have her. But nonetheless, she was a casualty of this war that we are constantly fighting, this war for right knowledge and to dismiss misinformation. This is very important because our people are passing away, listening to the liars. And happy birthday to Lil Tad. He turned 30 years old today. I'm getting old, Sister Keisha. I'm getting old. I'm getting old.
You said it, I didn't. Happy birthday, Lil Tad. I said nothing. I said nothing.
But this is real.
You right and exact and everything that you said, Brother Tab, because we're going to show the flip side of things. You have to look at things in its totality, and how it serves you. Last week we talked about the position of these judges, and right now, these political parties, both Democrat and Republican, are weaponizing federal law enforcement and these courts. And I can say that because we talked about it here before. When you have, no matter your feelings on the situation with Diddy, when you have Department of Homeland Security doing the work of regular police departments, when you have Department of Homeland Security coming down on artists like Sean Kingston and his mother for allegedly not paying a rent-a-center bills, and they are weaponizing law enforcement, and this is one of the things that we continue to forget. So we're going to touch more on this in a minute. We're also going to talk about the Fearless Fund, but we got to give my brother Black a couple of minutes to discuss some things that he mentioned here in previous weeks on this program. Brother Black.
Yes, ma'am.
The floor is yours. The floor is yours. I'm sorry.
Wow. I didn't know you were going to do this, Keisha. Thank you for the platform. One of the biggest things that I saw this past week that really flipped my bird was a black judge a few days ago. I saw it on Indisputable with Dr. Ritchie. I hope y'all watching that because it talks about a lot of precedent-setting cases. A black judge in Mississippi said that qualified immunity has no standing in law. So I don't know if y'all know, we talked about qualified immunity on the show. As far as I know, I haven't been in New York in almost 10 years. There's no qualified immunity in New York anymore. And this is why you don't hear about black people getting killed like maybe up to about 10, 15 years ago, as much as you did back then. I ain't saying black people ain't getting killed or shot by the police or even, beat up or whatever the case may be, but I haven't been hearing about it like it used to be back in the days. The last major killing by a white man on a black man that was totally unjustified, from what I know, was the Marine that choked the guy out on the train last year. Right. So that's a crazy situation. The Celestial is still off the meat rack. We getting X flares like out the wazoo. It's affected me a lot because I be tired a lot sometimes when I'm not supposed to be, and I'm up when I'm supposed to be asleep and stuff like that. Another thing that I wanted to touch on real quick was the was the Microphone Check movie. Did any of y'all see it?
No, I didn't see it, but I did see the trailer.
Yeah, and it's very heavy. He went to the Bronx. to do
And
most of the.
for clarification, he's talking about Tariq Nasheed's new documentary on hip hop.
Where can we find that at?
From what I understand, it's been released.
It's on Kickstarter.
Okay.
Wait. I don't. Excuse me, not Kickstarter. I think he's still raising some funds to do something else, and he's still raising funds on Kickstarter for it, I believe.
I believe. Well, I saw a video of a short. It was a clip. It wasn't about it wasn't the movie.
Right, the trailer. I'll try to find that while you speak, Brother Black.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, microphone check. And by the way, Tad, I got to shout you out on this real quick because he did talk about. I said something on the show in Era a few months ago.
I know what you're gonna say because I know I'm from Brooklyn. It's a blood type. Tell him, Sister Keisha. Go ahead. Let the Bronx gracefully bow.
Oh, it's gonna be me and you this week, and not you and Sister Marcia, huh?
Nah, we gave Queens Day flowers. We tired of the Bronx acting like they started everything, and I kept. Go ahead, brother.
No, DJ Herc said that he got the sound system thing and all that from DJ Flowers from Brooklyn.
I don't know. You got low. Say that again. I can't hear you.
I saw an interview with Tariq. I see the side eye over there.
Hold up.
Not from Jamaica. He got his sound system and all that stuff from what they call now. Okay, I'll let the clip talk. I'm not gonna say nothing else. Brother Tad, watch this with me.
Yeah. We're gonna play the trailer of Tariq Nasheed's documentary on hip hop. Here we go, family. This is what we're talking about.
This is the 50th anniversary of hip hop, and we still have a lot of discrepancies as far as the origins of hip hop, a lot of claims, who did what, who was the first this, who was the this and that, and such. But at the end of the day, we need a definitive story, all right? And that story can only be told by the founders of this culture.
Like everything was being driven and influenced by young, Black, American culture, like the slang, the style of dress, the initial music that we chose.
Look at all the boroughs. You got, money making Manhattan and money earning Mount Vernon and Brooklyn. The Bronx was the boogie down Bronx. We was partying up there.
I am Coke LaRock, the first MC of hip hop. First cat to pick the mic up.
I introduced rapping to the turntable because when I came with it, nobody in the world was doing it. I'm right after Rudy Ray Moore.
They want to come in the mix. They want to say, we started. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. What came to be known as hip hop was solely an African-American creation.
What would you get out of some Jamaican toast? What is that? I've never heard of a rapper use a Jamaican toast or a Jamaican flute as a rhyme. I never heard of it, and I don't know where that myth came from.
My name is legendary King Trixie from the Bronx, BX from the West Side. I am the first break dancer.
And that narrative that hip hop has had 3 founding fathers, that's been rolling for the last almost 30 years, which isn't true. You don't have just 3 people who created hip hop. Hip hop was created by a number of different people.
I am the grandfather, the godfather of the graffiti culture. I am the first element of hip hop.
The roots of hip hop being Jamaican, absolutely false.
My name is MC Shara. I am a founding member of the MC/rap culture.
Cassette tapes was the internet of our time. It just traveled around by hand.
I know for a fact that the B-boy stand started from the guards, the 5 percenters that would be at the jams back in the days who were acting as security.
If they get the real truth of how it all was created, then so many lies would not be able to be in existence.
They're going to stop playing with us. They're going to stop playing with us.
Sister Keisha, you know what I wanted to say real quick as you was talking about the weaponization of government agencies. Remember the show we did before Diddy was bum rushed. You gave a breakdown on the duties and Yeah, the duties of each government agency. And you specifically talked about Department of Homeland Security. Ain't it funny how futuristic we are? As I told Brother Black, that Grandmaster Flowers, they come on, man. And see, and this ain't to beat you up, Brother Black. I know you done left the planet. I know you up there in the fifth dimension where all the solar flares is going on. You know, so you don't really know what's going down here on the ground. But we're trying to dispel a lot of myths. This is the value in thorough Black talk. And this is why it's important that y'all like, subscribe, and share, because we have real rap. And then we're so crazy is that we so futuristic that our evidence don't come till after the fact. After the fact. You know, we perceive this because we ahead of the game. That's why it's important you listen to what we got to say. Now, don't follow me now because I done stepped in something. You might wipe your feet off. But just listen to what I'm saying. If I step in some doo-doo, I tell you go around. Don't be nobody fool. Just trying to give you right information.
Hey, just because I'm giving up props to Brooklyn for being a part of starting what now is known as hip hop, it don't mean it formulated. I've always maintained this.
Mute this damn mic.
It formulated in the Bronx. There was no hip hop clubs in Brooklyn before 1980.
Are you serious?
I said hip hop clubs. I ain't say clubs or discos. Remember, back then they used to play what's called disco breaks.
No,
Hollywood.
We had park jams, homie.
I said clubs. I didn't say jams.
The
no, they wasn't.
commercialization of it.
I've been
He was the club.
my whole life. Jams didn't start till Brooklyn, like KRS once said, till the 80s. I remember jams in the 73, 74 in the Bronx.
Crush.
Where they was cutting
409.
disco breaks.
K-Rush 409.
Dance to the drummers
I'm gonna let you have that. I'm gonna let you have that, Brother Black.
409.
Listen,
Please let them know.
I used to hang out in Bushwick Projects with my cousin.
Bushwick, yeah. Do I need to channel the spirit of Uncle Dragon K. Rush? Will you? I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna be quiet.
Hey, she said they knock these four punches at you.
Well, I'm telling you. Sister Marcia, your thoughts on this documentary on hip hop?
No thoughts.
I didn't hear a peep from a place called Queens. It was 76 and 1980. Dresden, Brooklyn was
Listen. Me no rhyme. Me don't have them skills. I'm not so much I've never been a hip hopper. So, you know, like some of the things that people talk about when it comes down to era music, I might not have a good understanding of, and I never want to speak out of turn because I was never into that. In my house, we were listening to Light FM and classical music. So, you know, and let me tell you a quick story about hip hop, right? So in my house, we couldn't, or in my entire family, I told you, they all came, they got off the plane and they lived on the same block in Brooklyn. So we didn't get no secular music at all. So get off the school bus and there was this Puerto Rican woman and she would say, oh, I know y'all parents are strict and everything. I'll let y'all listen to music before y'all go home for about 10, 15 minutes. So one rainy afternoon, October, December. No, October, November. Silly me. I'm going cuckoo for Cocoa
We know you get it together.
Thank you.
It's the solar flares.
The Anunnakis are taking my spring, so
I'm under the fan because it's hot.
So go to the Puerto Rican lady's house to listen to some music, but she wasn't outside. So she's like, yeah, knock on the window, whatever. So it's about 10 of us. All of us get off the bus and we're knocking on the window, blah, blah, blah. Knock. Psh, the window shatters. My hand gets slit from here to here. Now, I'm a little person, and mind you, I'm the shortest one of all of my cousins, and I'm the only one injured. This is what really made me not want to listen to no more secular music because I got in big time trouble. It was right before my 10th birthday. I'll never forget. It was right before my 10th birthday. And for 10, the Haitian people they really do something big for your 10th birthday. I don't know why. But for your 10th birthday, it was like, you're going to have a party. I knew all my little friends were coming over. I knew I was going to have a nice party at my auntie's house. I knew it was going to be big and was going to be doing it. And I got a cut from here to here. And everybody said I did it by myself. It was just me. And I was like, wait, we were all knocking at the window and it was just me? It was just me. So that was one traumatic experience that I had with music that, like, never wanted to hear Run DMC again. Never wanted to hear nobody. I don't care who it was. I didn't want to hear that until what they call that. Who did doing the butt?
EU Freeze.
All right. Until that summer of doing the butt, that was my summer. That was when I was back outside like doing. But after
you
pass ass
a whole lot.
I did. But again, in my house, we weren't going to be able to listen to it. And I went to Catholic school. So you're not listening. There was no way for me to get that emergence of American music or Black music.
What's funny, Sister Marcia? Because my house was the total opposite. I can't tell. It's funny when people say the first time they fell in love with hip hop, they heard Biggie. I'm like, really? And him being a personal friend, it's weird because I can remember we all listened to hip hop growing up, but particularly my mother. Shout out to Brother A. Rashid, because he always say, yo, bruh, every time I think about your crib, I think music. He said, because, yo, we listen to our music in your room and your mom's be playing her music. Remember, my mother was a teenage parent, so she was young. So in the 70s, she was playing hip hop.
Okay.
She was playing when we was 10, 11, and 12. I think 10 years old, like 9 or 10. She gave us money to go buy records. And I remember me and my brother, we went to John's record shop on Putnam between Grand and Cambridge. And we bought Shaka Khan, I Feel For You, and Fat Boys. That was the first records we bought with our own money. We bought 245s, me and my brother. And she would give us money to go buy music that we wanted. And I always thought that was so dope about my mother because she always played the latest music. She got paid, she went and bought records.
Nice.
Showing up, and she, kids, your mother payday. When to ask for money, right? So she would come in the house and she have a Sam Goody or her Whiz bag or Beach Street, and she got records. So my house was filled with music, and what was also so dope about it, and this is the value that y'all get as Thorough Black Talk audience. I literally grew up with so many hip hop legends. Foxy Brown, I met Foxy Brown, I think it was in 1987. Yeah, I was about 14 when I met Foxy Brown. She was about 8 or 9. I was fighting some boy on her block. She's like, who this? And then my little homie's like, oh, that's Inga. She had a big mouth back then. But then we became cool because I believe in 1988, we went to the same summer camp. Tech from Smith & Wesson, grew up with him. Biggie, like, knew him. You know somebody so long, you don't even remember when you met them.
Right.
Because I remember, like, public school and all of that stuff. Knew him that long because he was actually my cousin's friend. So all of these hip hop people, and then of course you got Method Man, who used to spend the night at my house as kids, who will always tell you Doggy's grandmother's the one who moved him to Staten Island. So when he moved to Park Hill, him and his mother moved there on the strength of Doggy's grandmother, a lady named Umi, because she's Muslim, so we all just called her Umi. There's so many rappers that I literally grew up with that I got stories I could share, but not just that, but coming into the movement through Dr. Khalid and meeting so many dope people through him. When Erica first moved to Brooklyn, I met her through Dr. Khalid, and she happened to live on Fulton Street. I'm telling you, there's so much history we could give y'all. And like we said, we futuristic because the things we talk about always show themselves a week or two later, or maybe a year or two later, months later.
Yes.
Because we do very thorough research. Y'all know I mess with Blacksmith because that's my brother, so I tease him. But a lot of stuff he's saying is real. And if you go to the expert scientists, they will confirm everything he's saying. What gets people is Black folks ain't supposed to know nothing. We're not supposed to read. We ain't supposed to know things. We ain't supposed to know nothing about astrophysics and things like that. We're not supposed to know anything about religion and politics. We're just supposed to know the newest dances, the newest fashion, and how to run up and down the field with a ball. That's all we're supposed to know. So when we could come and give you an articulation of what's going on, the political and religious and the spiritual climate, we an anomaly, and we supposed to be neutralized. But they know they can't get rid of us because we're the spirit of the ancestors, those who would not give up, those who would not quit. That's who we represent. So it's important that, you know, we have fun with this because this is serious. But we're a family. Family's supposed to have fun. Get together with cousins and uncles, brothers and sisters. We're supposed to laugh. We're supposed to enjoy life. So that's why sometimes I cut the fool, because life is good. Life is good because one day it will be over and we're going to go to the next plane. And we're gonna be Brother Black between the fourth and fifth dimension.
On crystal method.
Nah, we should be elevating to the 6th and 7th dimension by then.
Crystal method, not crystal meth.
Oh, crystal method?
We should be
Can
on
I buy that
the
at Nicholas? Can I buy that at Nicholas bookstore?
we should be at the 7th dimension.
We're gonna bring back A and B. Buy it online.
All right. Shout out to A&B Books. That was my spot. But yeah, I think this is a super dope week with all that's being revealed. You know, all the knowledge and the information. And you know, shout out to the young brother Adonis, who is across the pond and dispelling the myth that Americans don't know anything. Because it is funny that you ask people across the pond what's the national black anthem, and they keep saying "Little Baby." I'm like, why? What is this little baby thing?
But it's not their fault because they are just as much misinformation as anyone else. You know,
Tom, because I got the quote, Dr. Carter G. Woodson. In this life, every man gets two educations, one that's given to him and one he gives himself. And the latter,
and most men we know are not giving themselves self-education about themselves. We know that. And this is why there's a party. This is why there's an African on the Rise. This is why there's a Thorough Black Talk. This is why there are so many organizations willing to help these people dismiss their miseducation. But saying that, you know, oh, they should know, they can't know until they're educated. They can't know until they have a path to say, you know what, let me research a little bit more about this, because they don't know. And
you know what it is, Sister Marcia? They do know. But it's just when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. Because all of this is ancient. None of this is new. You tell them, I want to hear that stuff. I want to hear that black talk. I want to hear that thorough black talk. They don't, so they can't say they don't know. They choose to ignore it, and that's what make you ignorant.
Because it's comfortable to ignore certain things, especially things that's going to challenge you. The dissidence that's going to happen to people that they're not prepared, and if they live in an environment where there's no one to help them go through some of that dissidence, it just becomes harder for them. And this is why so many people end up, you know, doing more drugs than they were doing before, because now they're just like, oh my God, I have no one that I can talk to.
That's right, Marcia. Give them an out. That's right. Give them excuses.
I'm not giving them an out. Let me tell you.
Relinquish them from their responsibility. That's right.
When I was awakening, right? Again, I woke from a time of I was a child. I always had people around me, but there was a time, you know, I went to sleep about, let's say about 25. I reawake, right? And I'm like, you know what? This isn't for me. This life right here isn't for me. I need to get back to my roots. To find people to communicate with, because everyone around you is asleep. To go out there and do the search. Not everyone is willing to do the search. And that's the part that we have to be willing to accept, because there are no community centers in our environment anymore. There are no places where you could just pop in and find a UAM and be like, you know what, I could sit here for a minute. Oh, Wednesdays, all right. Because I think I found UAM when I was going to BAM one summer, the dance festival, and they were giving out flyers. It was like come out on a Wednesday night, and I was like, you know what? I'm not doing anything. I don't have class. I'm gonna come out. There are no centers for people. Everything is online, and online is great, but online doesn't give you the connection.
But you know what?
I'm not dismissing what you're saying. I'm just saying we
No,
have
no, I
to
get what
give
you're
our
saying
people
because-
latitude.
Look, I wasn't always like this. My aunt, and she used to rock her ankh. She didn't really tell us much. She used to just rock her ankh. I just called it Egyptian cross. What I'm saying is that the method now, everything is even more easier to get the information. Like Brother Black said, you know, A and B. He shouted out A and B bookstore. That was downtown on Lawrence Street. They was on one side of the street, then they went on the other, and they was taken over by ASA Institute that grew into a college or something. My point is that the information is there. Seek and ye shall find. What happens is now, and this is why what we do is important. We have to help our people unplug from the matrix because everybody's looking for somebody to give them the knowledge. I used to think like this, just like other newcomers in the movement and into the knowledge. Why are they charging for this information? This knowledge should be free. But you know what?
Who charged for information?
Everybody does.
UAM never charged for information.
No, not UAM, but I bet you somebody's there selling books.
But that's different. But if you're going to buy a book, you're going to buy a book. A book is not
finish
free.
my point. The point I was making is that this information is not cheap. Dr. Ben sold books. He didn't write them and give them out. He sold books. Dr. Clark sold books. He charged for his lectures. He had a speaking fee, honorariums, fees, whatever you want to call them, had to get paid. People say, why do they charge? Here's the thing. I've been to Africa 4 times. You know, Africa ain't an Uber ride. That's a few $1,000s every trip. Every trip, that's a few $1,000s. Not to mention the tens of thousands that you spend on material to research. Not to mention your personal time away from your family, studying, away from other things you can be doing, studying. So you should be compensated. In my early stages, I thought that the knowledge should be free. But that was me and my lazy scholarship, waiting for somebody to come tell me what I think I should know. Why? Because my boys do it to me. When they trying to win an argument or make a point, they'll ring my phone. Yo, Tad, what's that thing you was talking about? And they expect me to answer something they trying to stand on, as opposed to doing the work themselves. Why do I say all of this? Because as Black folks, we all got something we could be doing. My brain isn't no more sharper than the next person's. However, it's what I choose to feed it. I choose to feed it knowledge. I could talk about Power Book 2. It comes on this Friday. I'm watching it. 12 p.m., I'm watching to see what Tyreek do. And I said Ghost is not dead. Let's be clear. I'm still grounded in my hood stuff.
You can be, but what I'm saying is, and I'm not dismissing what you're saying, and I hope
I'm just saying,
I don't think
you're
dismissing. I don't think you're dismissing what I'm saying. And you see, our sister Keisha is frozen. But what I'm saying is that people need to find.
We at the 1.5 hour mark, exactly on point, right on time. Everything is cosmic.
Our people need community, and what's happening right now, everything is social media community, and it's not creating the vibration, the much vibration that is needed. Yes, online is great and digital energy is great, but we need to be able to interface and share knowledge. I agree. No one should do their work for free. No one out here should do anything for free, because you don't go to work for the man for free, so you shouldn't work for your people for free. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying not to sell books. I'm not saying not to sell champagne. I'm saying is we need to form places where there's community where people can go. This is why I miss UAM. Through the UAM family, I met you all. You know, these are the things that help bridge people to
Yes,
their connections.
I agree with
And
that.
this is what I'm saying. I'm not saying
You're doing that.
no one should get
But
paid
this is what
for
I'm saying.
their love.
Let me say
of
this. Let me
people.
say this. Let me say this. It's all about perspective. You're looking at not having a community. However, African on the Rise is building a community. So don't put no energy over what's not here.
No,
Put the energy to right here.
No. We
You're
were talking
doing it.
about no. I know what we're doing. I know what we're doing. We were talking about the brother. Oh, sorry. We were talking about the brothers that Adonis was speaking to and their lack of knowing who they are and what in Europe, what's happening here. They're privy for right now. Their privy is just through the lens of the TV and Instagram. They're not picking up books. The grace is that Adonis is awakening them for them to be like, oh, there's a Black national anthem. What else great Black is there outside of the trashy rap music that they're listening to that they can call the national anthem? You understand? This is where I give our people latitude, because there are so many things going on that they're quickly going to the left before they come into center. And we want them to come into center, but we don't want to say that's because they're not doing the study. They need a path. If I didn't find UAM, I don't know where things would have been, to help usher me along and meet other people and start building my community.
Well, shout out to the William Mackey Study Group. Shout out to the Dr. William Mackey Study Group. Keep the spirit alive. And I mean, I agree with where you coming from. I'm just of the mindset, right, that we need results. Because I bet you them dudes know who Dr. Umar is too. I bet you they follow Dr. Sukiana. And this is what I'm saying. Hear me real quick, Sister Marcia.
No. And they probably follow Dr. Nasheed as well.
Right. So what I see is a lot of times, unfortunately, we giving passes to a lot of folks. See, like I was bringing up Trump earlier. Even those who don't support Trump still know that what happened to him was an injustice. See, there's rules of engagement anytime you engage your enemy. Anytime you engage your opponent, there's rules. Like there's rules to war. That's why people can be convicted on war crimes. Even though you're looking to decimate somebody, there's still rules on how you do it. And what I say for us, when we talk about the code, that we keep saying people are not on code, our job is to constantly educate and teach. So anytime we see that there's a gap, we got to step in that gap. That's our job. That's our duty. I tried to step in the gap between the misinformation and my mama. Begged her to listen to me, not them folks. It had dire consequences. I knew what I signed up for. The one thing I learned early in my development, they say when you get into this, better believe you're going to lose some loved ones. Not just physically, but mentally, because they're not going to want to be around the new Tad, the one who don't want to get high and drink with you, the one who wants to read and start having new experiences and finding answers to questions like, why do police keep bothering us? Why we can make money off of crack, but we can't get no jobs in the hood? These were questions I had. Because it was easy as a child, it was easy to get drugs, it was easy to get weapons, but it wasn't easy to get an education. It was easy to get indoctrination because like I said before, I can remember as a child, I was told Malcolm X wasn't a good person. You telling a black child who had an exposure in his early stages of development as a little toddler, thank you to Letitia Johnson, who was the director of Young Minds Daycare Center, who had us dress in African dashikis and celebrate Kwanzaa as little babies. Had pictures of Garvey and everybody up in the hallway when you come into daycare. You gonna tell me this is a bad man? But you're a white person. So,
but sometimes it's even our own people. So to the point of
those are the lost ones.
To the point of those young men who are like, what Black national anthem in Europe? It's at some point, I agree. You do your self knowledge. You pave your own destiny. I know I'm doing it. Sister Keisha, Brother Black, yourself. We're all working on it. However, we give people, especially these sleeping people, you try to, here's a book. I'll even work on your half. Here's a book. You don't want to read that book and have a dialogue with me? I don't have no problem with you. I'll leave you alone. I do as much as I can to help people, because you're not going to have, like you said, fake dialogues where, I'm going to call you up and be like, yo, what's that information you were telling me? Nah, brother, I gave you that book. You should have read up. I don't know no more. Unless you paying me, at this time you do like the telecharge. Sister Mother Cleo be like, from now on it's $1.99 per minute. You want information from me, you start charging. I agree with that. I agree with that wholeheartedly. But I also agree with giving our people grace in order to find ways to
I'm definitely
get
with
information and to get on code and understand. Now that you start,
but you can't call other Black people stupid, especially Black Americans, because I'm tired of that.
Right.
And I think that's where my shit coming from. That's where my shit coming from.
And at the end of the day, if it wasn't for the exposure that happened here in the blue flame called America, people would not be as woke as they are across the world. So let's be honest. Let's do shout outs to a Delaney and to all of those people before him and after him who did the travel experiments and started educating people on, this is what's going on over there. This is what's going on over here. Y'all both fucked up, and let's try to work together. And that's I'm so sorry I cussed.
You're such a factor.
So let's work together.
You see what you started, Black? You see what you started?
I'm going to leave Black in the fifth dimension. I'm going to leave Black in the fifth dimension, and I'm going to go up. I'm going to rise up to the seventh, all right, Black? Because, I'm doing the triangles and the circles and the spears and stuff like that,
Quantum physics.
That's right. I'm moving up.
I'm a new student of Terrence Howard, so pardon me, I'm standing in the empty spaces of the spaces that don't exist. Because those spaces are there.
He got a new course coming out called Whoop That Tricknology.
Yo, shout out to Terrence Howard. Some of his stuff has some validity from what I've seen other astrophysicists say. They say, it is a theorem that did exist that was kept out of mainstream media.
It's good to do research, right? Do that independent work, dive deep. I'm not getting any work from Empire anymore, so let me just open these books and just get down with it.
He officially retired from acting, though. He said that.
He said he retired because they wouldn't pay him his coins.
Yeah, but whatever the reason, he retired from acting.
Ain't nothing wrong with it. He's getting, he's going to them London street houses to do speeches. They're giving him a good $100,000 every time he sits down. So it's all good. I'm happy. I'm happy for him, and he's really, speaking some things, especially from his position on, media. People are really like, oh, that's that guy from Empire. Oh, listen to what he's saying.
But you know what's funny though? Because as much as I tease my brother Black, because I love my brother, so I got to tease him. I mean, there is value in it because the what's happening is there is literally a paradigm shift. And I remember when Kobe passed, I was with somebody when we got the news, and I said, yo, there is a paradigm shift. I literally felt it in my spirit before we even got the news that Kobe and his daughter passed. And what I'm trying to explain, like what we see now is the unfolding of the depths of our existence.
Absolutely.
What Terrence Howard is talking about, like, what does this all mean? What is this like? Like the I don't want to call them astrophysics, but what are they? But they're talking about our DNA has a binary code, has the ones and zeros in it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Geneticists.
There's so much. We are literally in the matrix.
Genetic physicists.
Yes. And when I talk about the paradigm shift, the mind is the most powerful weapon we have as humans that makes us the makers and controllers of this physical planet. We're not stronger than gorillas. We're not smarter than dolphins. But what it is a collection of what we possess. That's as the human species. Now, as an African human, the only ones who are original humans with no Neanderthal blood speaks to something different.
Absolutely.
Just to how we literally cannot be destroyed. Like there are other groups and races and people who did exist prior to us. Science has shown that, but they can't wipe us out.
Absolutely.
We are the first, we will be the last, but what does that mean? And what do we do with this existence? Do we constantly complain, or do we make manifest to bring heaven on earth? Because that's what the ancient Kemetic ancestors shown us.
We make manifest.
Heaven
We make
on earth
manifest. We
as
make
well
time
as-
hours. We
Right.
make time hours. This is our time to make things. You know, we say, you know, like I will always say, may time flourish, so that the may is ease, right? But if it won't make it. You force it. You
Because it's
fight with
June.
it.
Because it's June now. You're talking May is June. It's a paradigm shift. The seasons change.
I love you.
Keisha, take it back, please. Take it back. Come on.
You gotta let them flow. You gotta let it get it out their system.
Hustle and flow like Terrence Howard, baby.
I gotta let y'all get it out the system. That's what I'm talking about.
But and I'm gonna pass you the mic, Sister Keisha. But in all seriousness, this is a great time to be alive for all of us, as we really watch the revelation of what is happening. Like I said, I used to be a Bible thumper, so I can only resort back to the Bible. But we are living in the times of revelations where things are being revealed. We see who is of the synagogue of Satan. We really, literally seeing these things. I once made a post that said, "What's a book that's fiction, but that a book of lies that's full of truth? A book of lies that is full of truth, and that's the Bible. That is the Bible. We know these things didn't physically happen. However, the metaphysical truth in it exists. Seeking ye shall find. The first shall be last. The meek shall inherit the earth. The synagogue of Satan." We are all Christ-like. It's funny because Jesus never called himself God. People put that on him because I don't want to get too deep, but then you get your Council of Nicaea, your Council of Ephesus, your Council of Chalcedon, all these councils where they decide how we gonna present this thing to the people, because a lot of that was just ancient book of knowledge that we need, because to live life is a skill, and one thing we haven't been equipped with is life skills. A lot of what we learn is through trial and error, which we owe it to our children to pass down this knowledge and make it relevant to them. And the only way we can make it relevant is by our children see us winning in life, not losing and crying and whining. Nobody wants to be the loser. So if you keep telling your children a history of losing, then I'm an Indian. I ain't them over there. They always losing. I'm an Indian. I'm a Moor. I'm a Hebrew. I just ain't them because they lose. All they do is lose. All they whine is complain. So I'm a winner, and I represent that in each facet of my life. I don't win every battle, but I definitely don't lose the war. And we are at war. But I'm off my soapbox. Sister Keisha, jump on in here.
Nope, I'm not saying nothing. They already froze me up when I try to pull up these judges, this information on these judges. And here we go with the shenanigans. It is what it is. But
The ones that are in the Senate hearings?
no, the judges that had made a decision on the Fearless Fund group, as far as them providing grants for Black women. I told you all that a lot of laws are being repealed, and a lot of things that we fought for, they are now using these privileges, if you will, for their own benefit. And three of the judges, whether it's Robert Luck or Mr. What's his name, Rosenbaum, these judges were well, came to their prominence, if you will, during the Obama administration. However, they were appointed to the appellate court, I think the 111th appellate court, by former President Donald Trump. And I want you all to understand that whether it's Democrat or Republican, when it comes to these people trying to maintain their survival and their privilege in the world, they are going to use all matters against us. And right now, these courts are being weaponized against Black people as far as seizing people's properties, as far as parents not having the choice to how they wish to feed their children, as far as Black people getting together as a group, such as UAM, providing something specifically for Black people. They are now in the courts claiming discrimination. And you have people like Ed Blum. Ed Blum is a pest, if you will, and a lobbyist for the conservative wing of this government. He isn't an attorney. What he does is that he gets people, mainly his friends and others, to apply for affirmative action, um, 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 you know, school entries, grants, and things of that nature. And then once they're denied, he and his lawyer friends begin to sue. So that's what's happening. And I've often said that we have to have a successful lobby in this country as far as Black people are concerned. Now, their Freedom Fund specifically said that they were giving money to Black women who applied and who won. But as we deal with language and how things are transpiring right now, it's in my humble opinion that these ladies go back to the drawing board, appeal the appeal, if you will, and instead of identifying the grant as specifically for Black women, um, narrow that down to grants being available specifically to freedmen or lineage based Black people, because now you got to look at uh, Chief Justice Clarence Thomas recent dictum as far as that is concerned. He said you cannot argue the case for reparations as Black people. However, you can argue the case using lineage based jargon. So it would be for freedmen, if you will, or something along those lines. I'm not an attorney. I don't have Esquire behind my name, but I can decipher information. So that's what I'm trying to relay to all of you. We have to watch this case as it progresses, because not only that, I don't know if you guys have seen the HBO documentary on Movie Pass. If you haven't, check it out at your leisure. Two Black men founded Movie Pass, and I want you to watch what happens to that corporation and how it was trying to give the people something that they had never seen before, was successful, and how finances work with the increase of business. Speaking as to what Brother Tad says, you can't say people shouldn't ask for monies for their services, if you will, because as you watch this documentary, you will see how they were taken over by Urugu, and the face of Movie Pass became the Urugu. And this is what they continue to do when it comes to venture capitalism, as far as Black people creating patents. They have always done these things along this line. Black Sister Soldier said it best. These folks will steal something from you, go around the corner, repackage it, and sell it back to you. And that's been happening for far too long. So I wasn't able to pull up the court docket, but you guys can Google it on your own. You can check out these judges that I mentioned, and you can see who they were appointed by, even though you have some people saying, yeah, Trump will make it better for us in the next go round. But you see, family, I go by policy. And policy tells me everything that I need to know. If these courts are being weaponized against black people, then this is another dagger that we have to deal with. We already knew that the courts were infested with racism, and now you have President Donald Trump, if you will, former President Donald Trump, attaching his recent case to the plight that black men have endured since their emancipation, if you will, in this country. And that's disrespectful. It's disheartening to see black men say, well, we can identify with this. You do not have the finances, the complexion, or the DNA to be able to stand 10 toes down in the courtroom the way former President Trump is right now. That privilege, if you will, is not allotted to you. So I want our people to remember that as we played last week with Professor Billy Carson, Democrat, Republican, left wing, right wing, same goddamn bird. And we cannot be fooled because these folks are upping up the ante right now. You have AI who is against us. We have allowed these people to encroach upon us, increase their weaponry, increase their economic prowess over us by our humanity. And that's problematic. We have to change that. We have to be deadly in these streets, if you will. And that's where I'm standing on. So we close out the program. Brother Tad, your thoughts?
No, I was gonna say I'm glad you brought that up because that was something, I wanted to speak on too about black men saying they support Trump because of his criminal case. And they don't realize subconsciously you're automatically subscribing criminality to your very existence, which is a problem. See, there's other reasons that I critique those attacking Trump because it's personal. It's personal. Like you said, it has to be policy based. The attack on Trump is personal, but to align yourself with him because he has a criminal case, it speaks to the idea of white supremacy saying that we're inherent criminals. So we saying, yeah, we like Trump because he a felon like me. That's my man. That was the same thing when people supported Clinton, saying, yeah, I support Clinton because he smoked weed and he played his played the saxophone, as if all we do is get high and entertain. And we have to know there's more to us than what's prescribed to us by our open enemies. And I'm glad you brought that up because that do hurt me when I see that there is an overwhelming support from black people for Trump over Biden. In fact, The View tried to get Charlemagne to say that he's going to vote for Biden, and they got mad when he didn't say that. And Kitty Mike was on Bill Maher, and Bill Maher got mad because Kitty Mike, y'all call him Killer Mike, but Kitty Mike said he's not going to say he support Biden. And see, here's the thing. They want to paint you in a corner and do as they say. And this is what's problematic. And I'm surprised that Charlemagne and Kitty Mike has taken these positions that they're tired of the Democrats because they were the loudest voices in the hip hop community. But now even they see it makes no sense. And that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying you got to go vote for Trump or be a Republican or nothing like that. All I'm saying is look at everything that's going on with a critical eye. And when things don't make sense, don't try to make it make sense. Call it out for the foolishness that it is. That's who we are. We are our own people with our own set of problems. And Donald Trump ain't going to fix it. He's just going to alleviate the pressures that's in place because you just picking one slave master for another ain't going to cut it. However, under this current administration, we see that all this money, when we keep talking about reparations, they saying we ain't got it. But they got money for Israel, for their reparations, even though that didn't happen by us, or not us, but even though that didn't happen on U.S. soil and it didn't happen by the U.S. government, they're still paying these people. And then they got money to finance their weapons and fund that. And then they're funding Ukraine. And then they're funding the migrants. Meanwhile, the people who literally built this country, is still begging for our paychecks. We're still begging, like, yo, my dude, I've been working for hundreds of years. Can I get paid? And here's somebody could just walk on the job and get, yeah, you get paid before you even work. They're buying votes. They're buying our replacements. Please be aware and be mindful. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy. But I just had to add that on to that, Sister Keisha.
Facts, brother Tad. Next week, family, we're gonna have some interesting video for you all to check out. A lot of things have been happening. Unfortunately, our systems froze, so I couldn't show those videos tonight. But we will go over them next week because it's very, very vital in this political time. So we are closing out our program. Brother Black, your final thoughts? Let's close it out.
Great show, brother Tad. Thank you for all your commentary. This is a great show. I've learned a lot tonight.
Yeah.
Wow.
What you learned about Brooklyn?
I learned that Led Zeppelin started hip hop. Since you want to go there. Real talk. Oh man, this was explosive. I didn't expect all this beautiful information to come out tonight. I'm here listening, and I'm amazed at a lot of things. But at the end of the day, real talk, I'm not going to talk too much. The riches of the sinners is going to be laid upon the righteous. So, any way we look at it, you know what I'm saying? We're not even, it ain't, at this point for me, it's beyond reparations. We're going to inherit the earth, and it's going to go back to Ma'at and the way it's supposed to be. So, we just going through the process right now. In regards to Trump in particular, I've been telling y'all about CGI, deep fakes. Last week, I believe the same day, a week ago, last Thursday, with the conviction of Trump, Emrek and Amina did their blackout show, and she was popping all kind of stuff I put it on my page. I'll be tagging y'all. I already told y'all I'll be tagging y'all. I don't know if y'all listen to it. That ain't the Trump that we think it is up there, and so on and so forth. If you put the Hegelian circle, the Hegelian dialectic in a circle, this already was done like 5-10 years ago. It's just playing out right now. They have to drag it out. They had to, all the exposure on the celebrities, that Cat Williams and Jaguar Wright and Orlando Brown and all that, they all protected. They're not sitting in some studio walking down the street when they leave these places. Believe me, there's somebody there that's like in the periphery, like anybody come up 20, 30 feet on them, I got them. They're already gone. So all of this is just playing out. That's all part of the Q plan. I've been telling y'all for years now, I don't believe Michael Jackson, Princess Diana, or JFK Jr. is gone, because they all part of the Q plan. Now, I could get into that heavy, but that would just take the show into another dimension, and we're not going there tonight. So with that said, I'm going to pass the mic to my sister, Marcia, and peace and love to everybody. See y'all next week.
Thank you, Brother Black, for another thrilling and mind-bending ending. I appreciate that. And yes, like Sister Keisha said, I am going to watch this movie Pass, but they do package it, right? We create it, they repackage it and sell us back. And so that brings us full circle to the beginning, or at least when I came in at 8:30, when we were talking about music and Led Zeppelin and how we stole from our ancestors and got rich from it, and we had to fight back. So continue to fight. We are at war. We've never ended our war. Our war will continue until we make a strong stand. And I believe we can do this. So it is within our power to gain the victories that we want. And may time flourish for us all. And if it may not, make it. It is within your power to make the times that you want to see. Brother Tad, thank you, Sister Keisha.
All right, I said a lot tonight, so I'm gonna make this brief. But Brother Black, for real, I definitely want you to come in and really, really talk about what you was just kicking it about. You know what I mean? Because there are some things. I think we heard about this with the first time we really heard about a replacement of a very popular figure was Paul McCartney. Remember, I believe it was 1966. Paul McCartney supposed to have transitioned in a car accident and then been replaced. You know, and when you go back there, you see news articles reporting his transition. So what is this about? And we know the 60s was definitely a pivotal time in this country where so much technology was unveiled and so many lies were uncovered. You know, so I think that is a viable position that you're holding, that these people may be around, maybe hiding, maybe they sipping daiquiris with Tupac somewhere. Who knows, right?
He's another one. Yeah, I don't believe he's gone.
Right, but this is something.
Hold on, before you say that, Tad, real quick, I don't want to forget this. Crumb TV put out a 30, 40-minute, I don't know if y'all fans of his, or on his page. There's a dude named Crumb TV. He just made a video a few days ago about how Pac faked his death.
Like I said, send me the link. But for real, I really want us to delve more into that. You know what I'm saying? Things outside of our scope of awareness, because we see the 3-card money they pulling on us. What else is going on? So family, hopefully you were inspired by something you heard tonight. It's your turn to go out and inspire others. So y'all stay up, stay blessed, stay true. And remember, no matter how hard things may seem right now, there are always better days ahead. Sister Keisha.
Well, family, we've come to the end of our program. I want to give a shout out to our brother King Simon. I will be on his program this Sunday at 7 p.m. King Simon presents on YouTube this Sunday, 7 p.m. We are talking about the changing industry of fashion and its politics. I'm going to talk about a lot of behind the scenes stuff in this industry. It is one of the key components of entertainment, but one component that is less likely spoken of. And a few years ago, I told some young children that I had taken on a trip with the Freedom Retreat for Boys and Girls to Baltimore, to the Reginald Lewis Museum. And I told these young children who are now adults that 5 years from the day that I had spoke to them, that black men will be wearing dresses, that you will see more and more black women scantily clothed. And I used an exhibit that was on display. It was called the Time of the Dandy, and it was showing how eloquently young black boys and black men dressed in the 1930s and 40s. And I said, this is going to be a major shift. That's why this exhibit is on display right now. Well, when they started to see hip hop artists, if you will, wearing skirts and dresses and things of that nature, those children at that time who are now adults called me and said, Sister Keisha, you was absolutely right. Because I understand how the fashion industry works. I've been behind the scenes for 34 years in many components of the fashion industry. And so I'm going to enjoy this conversation with King Simon this Sunday. So if you can, family, check it out. But until next Thursday, we'll see you black again on the Brooklyn Bridge, family. And as my brother Ashe SJ always says, the battlefield is where you stand. True courage is knowing how to suffer. Good night, family. We out.